Around 30,000 years ago, two humans were buried together, carefully placed side by side. They were laid facing each other, arms close as if reaching out. Were they lovers, family, or simply members of the same tribe? We may never know. But that mystery raises an even bigger question. When did humans actually start falling in love? Love feels deeply personal, yet it's one of the oldest forces shaping our species. Long before dating apps and wedding rings, something pushed two people to stay together. Today we'll explore what science, archaeology, and evolution tell us about where love really began. And by the end, you might see your own relationships a little differently. Love starts in the brain. Three chemicals do most of the work: dopamine, oxytocin, and vasopressin. Dopamine creates excitement and obsession. It's why you constantly think about someone you like. It's the same chemical that fires when you win money or eat something delicious. Oxytocin strengthens trust and attachment. It's released through touch, eye contact, and shared experiences. It's the same chemical that floods a mother's brain after childbirth. Vasopressin is linked to long-term bonding and protective behavior. It's what makes you feel territorial over someone you love. Neuroscientist Helen Fisher scanned the brains of people newly in love. The pattern looked almost identical to the brain on cocaine. Same reward pathways, same intensity. That's not a metaphor. Early romantic love may be one of the most powerful natural highs we experience. Here's the surprising part. Humans aren't the only species with this system. Take prairie voles. They form lifelong pair bonds, staying loyal to one partner for life. Now compare that to their close cousins, montane voles. Same brain, same chemicals. But montane voles are promiscuous. They never bond at all. The difference isn't the chemicals themselves. It's how many receptors their brains have for them. A tiny biological switch decides whether an animal loves for life or never bonds at all. And humans, it turns out, sit somewhere in between. So why did humans rely on love so heavily? The answer may be our children. Human babies are unusually helpless. They need years of care before becoming independent. Raising a child alone in a prehistoric environment would have been incredibly difficult, maybe even impossible. Two committed adults had a much better chance of keeping their children alive. Over thousands of generations, natural selection favored stronger pair bonds, because pair bonds meant more surviving children. It wasn't only pair bonds that helped either. Anthropologists call this cooperative breeding. Grandmothers, aunts, and other adults pitched in to help raise children too. Chimpanzees and bonobos, our closest relatives, don't do this. Mothers largely raise their young alone. Humans built something wider, a support network on top of a pair bonding. That combination may be part of what let our species thrive. And we have physical proof this mattered. In Sunghir, Russia, archaeologists uncovered a 28,000-year-old grave. Two young people were buried head to head. They were covered in thousands of hand-carved mammoth ivory beads. Each bead alone could take an hour to make. This burial held tens of thousands of them. That's not an accident. That's not a quick goodbye. That's weeks, maybe months, of a community grieving something it considered sacred. We can't prove these two were romantic partners, but the intentionality is impossible to ignore. Close, lasting bonds were already treated as something worth honoring long before written history began. Here's something surprising. Brain scans show that romantic rejection activates the same regions involved in physical pain, not similar regions. The same ones. That isn't a design flaw. For our ancestors, losing a trusted partner was genuinely dangerous. It meant less protection, fewer resources, and a lower chance of raising children successfully. Your brain evolved to treat separation as a survival threat. There's an odd experiment that proves this. Researchers gave heartbroken participants regular Tylenol, not therapy, not time, just an over-the-counter painkiller. Their reported emotional pain actually went down, because to your brain, a broken heart and a broken bone aren't as different as you'd think. So when heartbreak feels physically painful, there's a reason. Your brain isn't overreacting. It's running code that's over 100,000 years old. Even today, this old wiring still runs the show. A breakup, a rejection, even being ghosted. Your brain still reads them as danger. And maybe that explains something else too. Why the ache of losing someone can feel heavier than almost anything else we experience. Your mind isn't broken, it's remembering. So when did humans first fall in love? We may never know, but it became one of our greatest survival advantages, and it's still shaping us today.